All right. You gotta let me know if you hear me. Hello. I think my mic is working. How's it going, everybody? I can't tell if you can hear me, so you're gonna have to say hello in chat if you're there as an experiment, or this isn't gonna work. So let me pop this out. Hey, oh, you can hear me. Hello, G, you can hear me, huh? All right, good. That's good. That's good. That's all I needed to hear. How's it going out there? Hello. Hey, Scorpion Muse. What's up? You can hear me well. That's good. You could see and hear. I'm not in my usual setup, so it's just kind of odd. And I'll remember to try to look at the camera. I want to know, see how everybody's doing out there. And what I need to do, actually, I can't see how many people are in this room. Okay, good. I could see that. They call it concurrent viewers. Okay, so how's it going? Good. Listen, a couple things here. I'm going to talk about something really quick. I can't stay too long here because I got to walk in this horrible weather to catch a ferry. Today, where I'm at, is the 20th of August on a Wednesday. I think most of you are watching you're the day before on the Tuesday. We're doing Sun, Trine, Chiron. Actually, what I need to do an experiment here. I need to, and let me see here what they're saying to me. They're saying something to me about this stream on here. And you just got to keep telling me if I'm coming in correctly. Okay? That's the important part. All right, so saying that, let's just jump to it. I don't know if this is going to work. It's an experiment because I'm on the road. That's a screen you see in front of you here. That's a chart. That's the chart of right now. Is this going to move on me? It is. I'm going to do this. There. Okay. This is my current world right now. You can see Mars is in Libra. We got the moon pretty much in between Jupiter and Venus right now in the charts. That's part of the reason why I want to come on here, because it's a very important place. Pretty much in the last several hours, we hit the point here in the Cancer world where we did the Jupiter-Venus conjunction at 14 degrees. It's a very important moment here. It's a continuation of the Cancer story with Jupiter and Venus there. Venus is still around this part here. So saying that, and forgive me, hey, KP1231, I see you in chat. What's up? So saying that, that's what we're looking at here. I wanted to point this out. I wonder if I have my other... I do not. So just looking to do this. Regardless, you see it there. You see Mercury at 8 degrees Leo. We are brewing pretty much to a... we're brewing to the new moon that's going to happen here later in the week in Virgo. And it's a huge moment here because we start to enter eclipse season. For those people out there who are watching, who are mutable angles, if you're a Pisces rising, Virgo ascendant, Virgo sun, anything Virgo, by the way, but you're a Virgo-ish type of person. This is a continuation here of the story we did with Mars and Virgo. We're about to do a huge run with it here all the way into October, because the end of September and October, because not only will we have 2 new moons in Virgo, we'll have a 15-degree Pisces full moon and eclipse that's going to happen. We have 2 eclipses in September, and very soon here, you're looking at Mercury and Leo here on the screen as it's coming out of retrograde. It will be part of the new moon this weekend, but then eventually it's going to go into Virgo. And so for those, again, who have the major Virgo placements in your chart, I don't think you get away from the story that started to happen last fall and started to happen this spring with the eclipses. And now we are in the heart of it. The Mars transit, I think, did a lot for Virgo placement type people. You're just not done with it. Sorry. I know for some of you probably used it in some productive ways, but now that we're hitting eclipse season with Mercury, I don't think it's easy, to be honest. So, but what can be grounded, what can be a great place, is to look to the Cancer part of your chart, look to Jupiter, and when the moon's coming through next month again, all that stuff, because water will help the earth in your chart and alleviate some of the mental pressures and criticism towards yourself and certain things you're focused on, because you're either unhappy or something is sludging through the pipes, basically, and needs to be cleaned out. The South Node in Virgo will do this eventually. It all depends on your stance with all this. If you were aware of this, and if you have tools to help you move through something like this. I'm going to reiterate something here. I'm going to reiterate the tendency to hyper-focus and hyper-criticize and hyper-judge. It starts with yourself in the Virgo parts of your chart. So if you're doing that, we want to find things that balance that. We look to the Piscean and we look to the Cancer part of your chart to help you do this, to bring more water, to bring not a linear view, but a more curved view, a more kaleidoscope of emotional type of view, to move through those places, to trust mystery, to trust the unknown. And it takes faith and optimism to do something like this into something that is not factual or logical. And we can balance the two, and then hence when it comes to decision making or Virgo's critical eye, we do it in a loving, compassionate way. I'm also going to say this for those who have been critical and hardcore towards the outside world. You have to catch the reasons why you do something like that. There's projects that people work on that needs hyper focus and to be able to discern critically, and that's what Virgo does very, very well. But when it gets to places of like a certain type of judgment where the external world is not deserving of it, or you have to recognize when it's coming from a button that's basically getting pushed on you, and that's when you know to stop. That's when you know to take a couple steps back and give the whole thing a break, and to give yourself a break, and to give the world a break, actually, because the world is always there for you. External things that are representative in the world can be very hard to deal with. Some of them you do have to purge, cut out. But if you look at the world, situations, people, and really take a zoomed out outside point of view, that kind of holistic viewing, then I think the criticism drops and you see the deeper reasons why one might be hyper-focused from the Virgo part of your chart. So let me take a look at chat here. Hey, Meredith, I see you in chat. G's here. Tal, what's up? Just so you know, I'm currently in Sydney, Australia. It is effing storming right now. They have had a really wet winter, and today is classic. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, it's a Pacific Northwest day with just more wind and heavier drops. That's where I am right now. I'm not in my usual setup. So anyway, let's go back. I want to talking about this here, the Cancer part of your chart and what's happening with Jupiter and Venus. We get into tomorrow when the moon goes into Leo. I'll just forward that a day just to do it, just to bring us somewhere. There. You could see the moon going into Leo here at the top of the chart. No, that's not right. Why didn't it change with me? What is going on? Let me do this again. Let me go there. And does it change? It did not. Why is it not changing? I don't like what just happened on the screen there. Let me go back. There's this, there's that. I'm doing things differently, and it's not letting me do it. Let's do it again. We're going to do is we're going to do a screen capture, and I'm going to do number 2. And I'm going to pick something here. I'm going to pick a application chapter. Maybe it's there. I think it is. It's going to switch up. Hi, here's something. There it is. There's my face. So see, now you see tomorrow, we got the moon in Leo. We're going to do a bunch of aspects. Pretty much what I'm really getting to here, and why I can stop wasting time and just get to the gist of it all, is to pick the lunation, the new moon that we're going to happen. It's going to happen here. Be patient with me here. It is right here. I'm going to see if this is going to pop up on the screen. There it is. Yeah, it's working now, what you usually see when I stream. And let me get this off this. There we go. So you're seeing here the new moon, and I just want you to see it's at 0 degrees, which means we're going to have another new moon a month from this point of view at 29 degrees Virgo. So again, the Virgo people, the Piscean people, the mutable people like Sagittarius and Gemini, you're in on the game on this. Listen, my channel members, my Patreon members paid, and my channel members on YouTube paid. They have a discount code right now. It's going from the end to August all the way to the end of September. You're watching this out there and you're a stranger, get a hold of me. You're a Pisces rising or a Virgo rising or a Virgo whatever. I'll work with you, okay? I have my standard rates. If you are hurting for cash, which I could see some Virgo placements would be, there'd be penny pinching right now, I get it. Get a hold of me, sparklesofgold@outlook.com. You can look at that in the copy. The address is there. I'll work with you. My schedule's kind of opening up here when I get back from my trip. I'm really interested in working with you, and we're going to talk eclipses if we do work. As a matter of fact, for anybody out there wondering about the eclipses in the world here this year, next year, I do that type of work, and I love talking about it and doing the research with it. So saying that, you're looking at this chart, and I want you to look at the 0 degree sun and moon conjunction. That's a new moon, but I want you to look at something else. I wish I could point it out on my cursor. I think I can. You see this right here. That's Uranus, and Uranus in Gemini is squaring this new moon. So right off the bat here, the next couple days, balsamic Leo moon. We want to clean things up from the Mercury retrograde in the last month. I talked about this on a reel. Strong Mercury week again. We want to take what we learned from the Mercury in Leo retrograde and when Mars was in Virgo around that time, and then we want to learn the last month and a half, and we want to start cleaning things up this week. I don't think you're going to have a choice when it comes to cleaning up or pinpointing things, because when we get to the new moon, you're seeing here that Uranus is squaring this sucker, okay? So it's not easy. You can see Pluto in its interesting way is quincunxing this. It's throwing its energy on here. So regardless, you have hard placements here, even with Saturn and Neptune not seeing eye to eye with the new moon. Pluto's not seeing eye to eye with the new moon. Uranus is definitely looking over and side-eyeing Virgo here. And this Uranus in Gemini is ruled by Mercury. And you can see Mercury in Leo here. It's starting to move forward, and it's very powerful coming out of the retrograde. So now Mercury in Leo is trying to express itself, everything that was internalized during the retrograde. It is the ruler of this new moon, and it's also ruling Uranus in Gemini, which is a planet that brings surprise, crack things open. It's the Tower card. It's a out of the blue, out of a different angle view of things. And if that's in Gemini, it is happening in the mind. The key thing here for Virgo placements is that they give themselves a break, and they give the world a break, not just themselves, but the world. There's certain situations, like I mentioned before, that you have to be hypercritical and focused on, but you have to know where it's coming from. Is it from since I'm bringing in the moon here in Virgo, is it emotionally coming from a self-defense mechanism, a survival mechanism? Is it feeding you? Okay, so is the external situation feeding you? Are you taking a stance where you're cutting off what potentially could be nurturing because you're afraid? So on and so forth. There's many different ways of looking at this. Give me a second while I move. I need to look at the chat because I can't. There we go. So Wake Me From This is here. Hello. Astro Stephanie, I see you. I'm not living here. That would be nice. So saying that, I'm working on things, put it that way. So saying that, we're looking at this. Let me move this in the right way for you. There we go. You'll see new moon at 4:06 p.m. where I am in Australia. It's going to be a little different for you. I will tell you what that is. It will happen. Virgo birthdays pretty much happen at 1:33 p.m. Friday Pacific time on the 22nd, and it's 11:06 p.m. on the 22nd and the 23rd in the Pacific time zone, where basically the new moon happens. And then we jump into massive eclipse season, so on and so forth. So again, I wanted to just check in on here. I might try to do another video the day before this because I'm traveling, but I want to see if I could do this. Hey, Ray Faye, Tony, good to see you in chat. Good to see all of you from the impromptu. I think it's between, in the United States, between 5 and 8 p.m. Pacific. Where I am, it's 10:20 in the morning. Okay, so saying that, we're looking at this. We know what's up. Give me a second here as I look at something. I need to see my notes. Again, for those who want to get a hold of me for a session and you need to do payment plans, all that stuff, just email me. I'll do this stuff, okay? Let me pull this out. Yeah, so basically, Venus is pretty much moving fast in this chart. You see Venus in Cancer, 27 degrees. It's about to leave here very soon. Please take advantage of this. Venus actually has a role in this, by the way, because Venus in Cancer is ruled by the moon, and this is the lunation. So that is why, in the oddest of ways, and not even technically, I am telling anybody here who might have a hard time in the next month with these types of eclipses and lunations, and Mercury doing its thing, that you go to like a Jupiter in Cancer place. And soon to be on September 1st, Saturn will go into Pisces at 29 degrees. Now we're really fully going back to what happened earlier this year when we did eclipses, when Saturn was in Pisces, Neptune was in Pisces for part of that. Remember, we did the Venus retrograde from Aries to Pisces and back. We went to 29 degree Pisces story, then to the 0 Aries thing. We're about to do it here during eclipse season because Saturn on the 1st of September 2nd is going to go back in to Pisces. When we start doing the eclipses in September, Saturn will be in Pisces, Jupiter here in Cancer. That's going to be your go-to place. I feel that you have to go back to earlier this year and review. And it had to do with vision quests that I talked about to know why somebody is going to like embark on the new Aries, 0 degrees Aries journey in their chart, but you go back to the late degrees of Pisces and you see what has been dreamed up, what has been envisioned, and from a deep emotional pool from inside you, right? And we're about to review all of that during the eclipses. We have to be careful of the logic of things. Logic is great, mind is great, but we have to swim deep again here in September. I'm advising and suggesting that you take advantage of Jupiter, and when Saturn is in Pisces, to do this and to use those places to balance out, or in this case, opposite the Virgo stuff. Naturally, Cancer is going to make a sextile to the Virgo placements. So use that. Don't worry about the mathematics of it, okay? You know, the mathematics of it in your own personal chart, it makes a difference, obviously. But from an overall view of things, stick to water here to help you out. I'm looking into the camera again. There's a video that I made, if you haven't checked it out, on Jupiter and Cancer. You don't see my face. It's in front of an ocean or whatever. And I talk about family and talk about food and the other languages besides words that we use to connect to ourselves or families, but even those from other places. And if we swim in those places, some of them comes from a survival mode where it's very territorial and tribal. And you see this happening in the world right now, like in the United States and other countries, nationalism and things are going back to the past and keeping the past. And you can't get rid of the past, but I'm one of these people where you take what is good from the past with you forward, but you also recognize what in the past has become detrimental for you or for your family or for the country. And people get very intense about stuff like this. So that video I made is more of a deeper way of like, if you come from a place of not fear, an emotional place is not fear, but you're still standing and you're still protecting yourself, but you're not scurrying away. And if you find safety within yourself and you're able to stand in whatever predicament it is and it feels okay, that's where olive branches can be used. And because in that place, you're strong in your own internal sense of home, I feel. And then at the same time, by doing that, you recognize that in other people and how they're doing it, even if there's a difference. And if there's a difference between you and the other person or the situation, what would bridge the relationship between you two, especially if you couldn't speak the same verbal language or any type of languaging? And to me, there's certain ways to do this. It happens with food, it happens with music, it happens with art and creativity, right? And so when you're coming from those places, there isn't an attack, right? There isn't that. And can you find that? Can you understand that? So I made a video and I talked about those things. And I think it's in play here in the next month with the eclipses because, you know, I think Virgo archetype is there for a reason to clean house, but also to discern things, whether it's functional in someone's life or not, or functional in the Virgo part of your chart. And if we didn't have these things, the world wouldn't spin around and we wouldn't get through our day efficiently or like habitually healthy, right? But we have to be careful of the hypercriticism and resentment that we might have in the Virgo part of your chart and how that can drive decision making and how it will touch emotional places. So if there's a resentful story, a hurtful story, and then you combine that with discernment and hyper focusing, decisions from that place might not be of the best way for yourself or for whatever the external situation is. Now you have to judge this for yourself, but you also have to be careful of judgment itself, right? I think that's why we go to a water place, because it's more of a moving through a story than being logical up here and having to discern and judge and be critical. In water places, we move as one in that emotional space and we move through it, whatever the emotion is. It's a different game, you know, and I'm all about this in my own life. I'm all about water in my own life. And, you know, some of the content you've been seeing me be making is more poetic. There's more coming that way because I'm diving and exploring that way, you know. And the Jupiter-Mercury conjunction for my solar return happened in my third house. I'm doing a lot of dream interpretation. I'm trying to connect with people in a different emotional sense. I'm trusting the unknown. I'm trusting things that I cannot see more than ever. But I'm trying to do it from a loving place for myself. And there's other people out there that I know, not just clients, but close people, whether I see them or talk to them, whether or not I'm trying to do that, but at the same time create my protective cancering shell boundary, but still have my pinchers out there and still be like, I'm present here, I'm safe within myself, but in the world here, who can I talk to, who can I connect? If it doesn't happen at a certain time, that's okay, I'm here, but at the same time, there's a boundary, you know, there's healthy boundaries involved, and there's a way to at least take steps towards pinching, relating, love pinches is what I should say. So anyway, that's my quick thought about that. Hey, Megan Han, good to see you. I have some channel members in here. Thank you. My channel members, paid Patreon members, you're about to get another 3 questions interview this upcoming days. I'm working on it. I just put up one with Vanessa Montgomery that I did. There's one before with Cassandra Tyndall. Go to my videos down below. Check it out, okay? I see some of your comments here. I'm going to wind things up. And I'm going to leave this one up here because this is a weird live stream and weird lighting, all that kind of stuff, okay? So saying that, be good to yourselves here on the lunation. I might try to pull another video off if I can. yeah, if you want, again, you want to get a session with me, hit it up. You can, you're broke, you want to do payment plans. I could do that right now. You just got to email me, be honest. Like, what can you do in 2-3 payments? I'll work with you. Okay. I'm going to say this. There's a possibility I'm going to be in Tucson, Arizona here the weekend of the 20th, one of the eclipse weekends. I don't know if this is locked in for sure. And if it is, I'll be down again at Tucson at Cosme Astrology Studio. It was the place that Lisa Warman does. She's going to have different people for her anniversary of her studio. This is her second one. I was there last year to do a podcast with her, with Lisa, Colin Bedell, and Cameron Allen. You could find that on the Cosme Astrology channel. Even the March before I was there was during eclipses, I think, the first time I was on the podcast. I don't know if that's happening officially yet, so I'm going to know very soon. The other thing is, there's a possibility, too, that I'll be in La La Land in Los Angeles. So that could be coming up very, very quick here. I don't know. And I possibly will have days to do in-person readings in Tucson and in Los Angeles if this happens. And so if it does and I lock everything in coming out of this retrograde, then I will let everybody know. I love doing in-person readings. If you're a Patreon member and a YouTube channel member and you live in those areas and, you can't do a reading paid, that's great. It'd be great to see you. If I have a little bit of time, I can't do astrological readings for free, but I could acknowledge you face-to-face if it worked out that way. And I'm trying to do that in the future with people who are patrons of this, paid Patreon members and YouTube channel members. That's the deal here. That's what I plan to do in the next year, 2 years, is to do that face-to-face type of thing and set up events and chat astrology and all that kind of stuff. So I'm assuming I'm still live and you're hearing me. So that's what's up. Thanks for stopping in and hanging out. Okay. Let me look at chat really quick. I see, I want to thank G and Scorpio Muse, Meredith, who's here, and KP1231, Tal from the island, Wake Me From This, Astro Stephanie, got my crew here, so on and so forth. Please let me know if I'm still streaming before I leave. And I hope it came out and looked good. I did something really quick on the fly. I was able to do this, right? I was able to do that. What if I did this? What if I went to the next one? I'm going to go to September 8th. And I went here, right? Is it a change? Yes, it did. And then you'll see here, you'll see the next eclipse, which we will do. That is on 4/08, September 8th. Are you guys seeing this? Oh, yeah, you are. You're seeing this stuff. So you see that. That's the big eclipse, the first eclipse we're going to have that I mentioned on September 8th. You could see here at 15 degrees here. You see that Saturn's back at 29. You see Venus is all in Virgo at this point, 15 degrees, going over basically the places of Mercury retrograde is what Venus is about to do. And you could see here in this eclipse that's going to happen that Mercury is in Virgo. And then we really do it. We're really there, and we're in the cauldron of Virgo-ness and Pisces land. And you could see here the little helper in the next eclipse is what I was talking about earlier. It was Jupiter in Cancer 19. It's making a trine to the moon and to the north node. It's going to be your oasis during eclipse season, okay? That's what's up there. All right, now that's enough. Time for me to go. Hi and bye, everybody. Let me go find the chat again. You're Wamani. Hey, what's okay? You're driving. Be careful. Rebecca W., hello. Hi, everybody. Hey, check this out. Just before I leave, you see this software I'm using? It's Astro Gold. It's on the Mac. You can see the deal here of how I work with this. I love this software. If you haven't noticed on my Instagram post, I was hanging with the president of this company and a couple other people that work for Astro Gold here. in Australia. I want to give a shout out to them. I had some great conversations with them and hanging out and did social things and got to know. Shout out to Stephanie and Nada, especially you, Stephanie. Thank you for everything. And I'm an affiliate member now here for Astro Gold. If you are a person that's getting deep into astrology, it's the top software that I'm using for Mac. I love it. I also use it on Android and for iOS. And you can use Sparkles15 as my code. And if you do that, I make a little bit of money. I get a cut and you get a discount. I'm going to be making more Astro Gold tutorial videos on my YouTube channel when I get back, besides the other things. But I just want to give a shout out to them. I had such a good time with them and other people, other astrologers, from Mark Lawrenson to Cassandra Tyndall and Vanessa Montgomery, the Honeycomb crew, Honeycomb Astrological Journals. I had good connections with them and met some other astrologers down here, especially in Sydney and Melbourne. So I'm very blessed for what happened to me on this trip and what continues to happen. And you're going to be seeing some more interviews and stuff popping up here in the next couple of weeks. My channel members will be able to see that first, and Patreon members. So anyway, I'm showing you the software I use. I got to do my sell. I have to take care of my world and be real about being honest and genuine on my channel, and also doing business. And, that was always a problem for me in the past, but I think I'm finding my balance of being true to who I am and also, having to take care of myself. So that's what's up. One more thing. The United Astrology Conference is happening next September 2026. They just opened up early bird registrations. If you're thinking about going to the conference, you have the next month to get the cheapest rate. Not only that, I'm selling ads for the program, and I'm also taking care of the whole 47-table marketplace area in that conference. If you go there, it'll be a huge ballroom of 47 vendors. I'll also have tables for tarot card readers, people who do other types of divination. And then there's the biggest astrology bookstore you'll ever run into in person in that marketplace. And I'm the one overseeing all that stuff. If you're thinking about going to the conference, do it. If you're a vendor or want to pull cards when you're there, that's a work commitment. And if you're watching this, get a hold of me. Go to uacastrology.com. You'll see the links up there of which category to get to. You'll see everything from registration rates to any other piece of information that you need. If you're out there and you want to put a really cool ad in a legendary conference program, because the history of UAC in the conference programs, it's like a collectibles item, and everybody puts ads and stuff there. So you can see if everybody's an astrologer. I got different rates, all that stuff. I'm doing a hard sell today, but it's the pay so I can keep doing this. That's my quick hard sell, okay? That's what's up, and that's what I'm doing behind the scenes. And all right, I see everybody in chat. Wake me for this. Hey, can we all move to Australia with you? I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know if I could do that, but I don't know. You make the best of where you are. There's other places in the world too, by the way. So saying that, all right, everybody, it's time for me to go. Okay. Thanks for hanging in there. I won't do chapter markers for this, but I'll just leave it up there. Okay. This is a very raw live stream. I posted this today. This came to me recently and was a reflective of what's going on with me. And I'm trying to remember this. I'm trying to remember to have a protective shell, but at the same time be open and tolerant of things in the world, of people. And it's interesting. It says, you appreciate other points of view because you sense the love in everyone. I do. I have to be careful with boundaries of giving too much. But there's a way to do it, There's a way to take care of oneself and know where you can help and support. Whether I get paid for it because I deserve it, or in other ways when I know it has nothing to do with money, where I can connect other people or see something in someone, whether it's a stranger or a friend or someone I care about. I still have my things that I deal with, or even if it's somebody out there that's not the perfect places of relationships, and that, you hope you have conversations with people where you can level it out and make things good again. But if you could take the outlook of like, I must be true to myself and take care of myself, but do I look across the table and do I see the love in that person? And maybe they don't see it within themselves, or they're having a rough time, I'm pretty good at seeing it in them and reflecting it back. It's my gift. It's my talent, And I, as you know, I try to do this on the channel. I try to, reflect it back, because you never know who's watching, and you never know what some situation a person's in and their story that they're carrying, the stories that they're carrying. So you never know. So you got to give a little bit of a window, a little bit of a chance. And all it comes down to is if the world sees you. Metaphorically, symbolically, the world shows you, or it's another person that sees you or acknowledges your current state, right? We try to be standing in, I try to stand in my power and not merge, but still witness somebody or witness the world. And that's what I'm into. I think it's the tonic for many different things these days, more than ever, right? So anyway, I'll end it on that note. All right. So, hey, Purple Algier, good to see you. Patrick, what's up, brother? Just monsters watching you, Nick. Well, I am a monster watching you. All right, I gotta go. Take it easy, everybody, and I'll see you on the next run.